Welcome, or should I say hola, to my Viva La Frida mandala sampler tutorial. This is my homage to the famous Mexican artist Frida Kahlo, her life and work. Currently in England, we have a Frida Kahlo special exhibition, Frida, the Making of an Icon, at the Tate Modern in London, and I'm so excited to go and see it later this summer. It got me thinking about this wonderful artist. I created a Frida Kahlo-inspired paint palette, and you can find it on my channel here. This is a bit off the wall and experimental. I've never painted a face on a mandala before, but Frida painted herself a lot, so I thought, why not? But I'm so pleased with it, and hopefully you can have a go too. I used the paints from my Frida Kahlo palette, but I've also given Decoart Alternates in the description. I started out sketching what I thought might go where. I sketched out a central face using a simple mandala stencil, details in the description, and filled it in with quite a dark flesh tone. The flesh tone is from my Frida Kahlo palette, but I shaded and highlighted it with additions of raw umber and titanium white, respectively. My palette video explains it fully, but I've left details in the description anyway. Using the Casa Azul shade from my palette, I'm making the outer ring of the sampler to represent Frida Kahlo's iconic house of the same name and colour. It's a lovely shade. The terracotta earth shade from the palette fills the centre of the piece and represents the rich red earth that Frida is standing on in her garden. The blue and terracotta go so well together and provide a rich foil for the symbols, flowers and motifs to come. I'm using a Happy Dotting Company mandala stencil here to find the centre of the face, and I use the centre cross to sketch out Frida's features, eyes, nose and mouth, and her famous unibrow and red cheeks. I'm using a stencil from Devon Dotting's Shape Stencil collection to outline those big, brown, expressive eyes that feature so prominently in her art, and I'm finally drawing in the outline for her red lip. All of these features are totally iconic, but Frida's unibrow has to be her defining feature. I'm starting the process of painting it in here. I'm having a go at a nose coming down from the centre of the face, just a straight line, using the lighter skin tone, and I'm starting to fill in the red lip using Naphthol Red Light, one of the base colours from the palette. I'm using titanium white to fill in the eyes, making sure I get a good coverage. Yes, she does look a bit like an alien at this stage, but all will become clearer as we go on. The iris of the eyes is dotted first in a deep brown. I used Decoart Americana Burnt Umber, but any dark brown will do. Fill the horizontal frame of the eyeball. Then I used Decoart Americana Lamp Black for the pupils. Use a smaller dotting tool, plumb in the centre of the iris. I probably overthought it, but I've created a masking tape boundary to paint Frida's classic red cheeks. I flooded the area with cadmium red, but as you will see later, I spent the rest of the project trying to tone these down. You live and learn. I'm just tidying up my wonky lines with lamp black. I do a lot of that. I'm making a catch light in Frida's eyes now with titanium white. Just a dot in each eye for now, but make sure the eyes match, or she will look even stranger than she does now. Building faces is a bit of an art of holding your breath until it is done. I'm adding eyelids now, cutting across the top of the iris to give the eye more shape and realism. This also gives a foundation for eyelashes. She's gradually losing her alien look. Outlining the eyes with lamp black adds to their expressiveness and frames them further. Symmetry is always tricky, but it's a case of trial and error. You can always wipe it off if you go wrong. I added another little catch light in the eyes, just a little dash in titanium white next to the dot, and now I'm highlighting the underbrow a little. I felt it had all got a bit dark and gloomy. I want Frida to be looking up at the sun in her garden. I'm going in now with lamp black for the eyelashes, just little flicks upwards with a fine brush. This really starts to make a difference to the overall look of the face. I hate the way those lips and those cheeks are competing with each other though. I'll deal with those in a bit. I'm pressing pause on the face for a bit and doing her iconic headdress in 3 mandala patterns, so I'll let the painting do the talking for now. Be back soon. And we are all done. This Viva La Frida sampler mandala is designed to experiment with new design elements, test out my new Frida palette, and have a go at stretching myself. Doing a face, for example. A space with permission to fail, as I say to my students. I promised to tell you how I toned down those cheeks, and I found a new product, these sanding sticks. They are so useful, and I just sanded away some of the extreme colour until I was happy with how they blended in. I'll definitely make use of these sticks for my dotting mistakes that have dried. You know how annoying that is. Details in the description. I also decided that I wanted Frida's famous monobrow to really pop, so I used Musu black paint just for the brow. Now, some of the things that I didn't like so much. The contrasting greens on the yucca plant weren't different enough for me, and I think in the bigger project, I'll go more blue rather than more yellow for the contrast. I also really don't like the feathers. I need some tips for dotting feathers. If you have any ideas, please do add them to my comments. I really love the bougainvillea though. This was my interpretation of the flower and is going straight into my larger project. I love the strelitzia too, this wonderful bird of paradise flower. Again, it was my interpretation of the flower in dots and swooshes. It was quite tricky at first, but by the time I did the third one, I was getting the hang of it. This is also going in my larger project, and it's a motif I will experiment further with. These thorns. Oh my goodness. I'm delighted with how these have come out. I like their three-dimensionality. I'm definitely using this again. In all, I'm a happy bunny. I love the effect of Frida dancing, spinning around in her garden, looking up at the sun. I hope you have a go at it, or even just use some of the motifs in your own work. I'd love to see it. Subscribe if you like this, and come back for my larger Frida project and for other dotting adventures. See you soon.